Come on in, come on in, come on in. All geeks are welcome in this space. Let's learn together and seek his face. I'm Lem Philyaw, aka Bad Game Early, your host for the Sound Maiden podcast, sponsored by lifepromotions.org. God, Games, and Geekery gives us an opportunity every month to chat about the crossroads of our passions and our faith. I can't wait to learn and discuss with you. Guys, it is episode 66. Episode 66, y'all. Let's go. Let's execute episode 66. For those of you who don't get it, that's okay. There are people out there rolling right now and or rolling their eyes. One of the two, or probably both. Hey, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, our winter/spring sponsor, QuakeEvent.com. That's QuakeEvent.com. You guys, if you are a youth leader or are part of a youth group and you're like, you know what, in the winter we want to do some stuff together. We'd love to have a retreat, but our youth leader is so busy all year round, we can only do it like maybe in the summer. Well, we have you covered. Quake Events are amazing youth weekends that happen all around the country. And God, Games, and Geekery gets to be a part of it, doing workshops, and I get to do some hosting, and we have the G3 Arcade. It's a great time, a great geeky time to get to know your fellow geeks in Christ. So it's awesome. Visit quakeevent.org today to figure it out. And I got to tell you, God, Games, and Geekery and Quake Event, we're building something new. We're building something big. It's coming. Be ready. Be ready. Be ready. And you want to be part of the Quake fam for this. So what have I been doing this month? Well, I've been playing Forspoken. If you guys are not aware of Forspoken, it is a game where a young lady from New York City who having some rough times gets sucked away into a fantasy world and has to wear a bracelet, or not a bracelet, but it's like an arm. It's called a van brace, but she calls it cuff. And they get into some wacky adventures. There is a language warning, guys, and there's some heavy content in this game. So if you are a student, make sure you check in with your parents and show them the ESRB rating and why it is what it is. And don't say, oh, Lem played it. Nah, don't do that. Never say Lem said or Lem did. Come on now, you know better. No. But if you are over the age of 18 and would like to play that game, I highly encourage it. The traversal is great. If you're under the age of 18, check with your parents or guardians for that. I did start Hogwarts Legacy. My brother got it for me for my birthday and surprised me with it because I had it on PC already. So I'm playing 2 rounds of it, and I'm playing almost exactly the same way on both. I can't wait for a true photo mode to show up in that. But there is a lot of content in that one, you guys. There's a lot of controversy around it too, but if we're looking at it from a video game perspective, it is a gorgeous game that has some combat issues, but the combat still feels great. There's no perfect game, but that game is fantastic. If you are a Harry Potter fan, and I assume some of you are as geeky as you are, I loved it. I'm loving it. I'm still playing it. Not right now though. Not at this moment. I'm talking to you right now. These are all my personal games that I'm playing. I went back to Ghost of Tsushima because I'm doing Thursdays. Try Again Tuesdays on my own personal channel. Try Again Tuesdays. And there are games that I've abandoned, and a lot of my gaming tastes have changed recently. So I have decided that I'm going to try some of these games again. And I tried Ghost of Tsushima. It didn't ring with me. I know some of you guys are right now yelling at your earpieces or stereos or wherever. You're like, how did you not like Ghost of Tsushima? I don't know. It just didn't sit with me. I do like the archery piece, but it's just, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I just can't figure it out. Fortnite, not playing as much as I was playing. I do believe I am still sitting at 345, 346 skins, because the Fortnite crew pack just came out, so I got another skin with that. I haven't really bought any more skins myself. Battle Royale, I'm doing pretty good. I think I am close to 200, level 200, just to get all the skin variants. I think I've got maybe 4 or 5 skin variants left. Been playing Midnight Suns. If you have been joining us on Tuesdays and Wednesday mornings, we've been playing Midnight Suns to go along with the Crossroads stream, where we talk about the crossroads of our passions and our faith. We have a topic we talk about, and then we look to see what the Bible says about it, and then we play the game, and we look for those messages in the game, so that as we are talking to our friends and family that may or may not know Christ, we can bring these things up when we're talking about the game. But yeah, the characters are fantastic. They just dropped a Venom DLC, so Venom joins the Midnight Suns. I haven't played as him yet, but I have gotten Wanda back. I've gotten Wanda back, and I've been having a great time with that. She's not necessarily my favorite battle style, but I'm glad to have her back in the fold. And I've taken some great photos. Been really enjoying doing some photo mode with that one. I've been doing some Overwatch, and we brought Overwatch to the Fun with Friends Friday, and it has been the top pick the past 2 seasons, and that's what we're calling them now, you guys. We're calling them God Games and Geekery, or G3 seasons. We pick 4 to 5 games for a season, and that's what we play those for that time. And the first one that is picked gets to come back the next week, or not next week, but the next season. And then the last one that gets picked does not come back. So that's been a time. And you can vote. There is a poll section in the Discord, and you can check that out. Vote on the poll. You don't even have to play, but it is for what we will be playing. And yeah, so Overwatch has been great. It's coming back for a 3rd season next 3 or 4 weeks. So it's a great time. I have also been grinding Overwatch like crazy for their season. I'm trying to get to level 80 because the Kuriko skin is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. And I skipped the last season. And Junker Queen had a level 80 skin, and I regret it. So I'm grinding for level 80. I am at level 60 right now. Just got the Junkrat skin. But I've also been doing some gametography with Overwatch. And that, guys, I forgot how much I enjoy that. So I'm probably going to start doing some custom matches and just having people come in and do emotes with their skins so I can take photos of them. So yeah, it's a great time with that. Oh my goodness, my Steam backlog keeps growing, you guys. Oh my gosh. I usually have a goal of finishing X amount of games in a year, and I decided that, yeah, my stream, I am going with a full 1,000 hours of enjoyment of gameplay this year. Now, that's going to include my personal gameplay on stream, off stream, and as well as my God Games and Geekery stream. That puts me at about 3 hours a day for streaming. for this year. Now, there are going to be days when, not streaming, for playing, but there are going to be days when I can't put in 3 hours of gameplay. I can't. It's just not going to happen, especially in July when we have Life Fest. That's not going to happen. But thanks to the Steam Deck, I'm going to be able to. I've got Midnight Suns on there. I've got Hogwarts Legacy on there. I just got Gotham Knights on there. It was part of a deal on Humble Bundle that went out to help the Turkey-Syrian earthquake refugees, and so it was part of that, and so I picked that up, and I haven't started playing it yet. It's going to be a bit. I really want to focus on some of the other pieces that we've got going on. I haven't been really watching so much outside of some YouTube art videos. I've been neglecting my Domestica courses. Something had to give, and it was me watching a lot of shows that gave a lot of videos. Because you can't do it all. You can't do it all, you guys. But you can try, but don't knock yourself out doing it. Which is why I have been focusing on my drawing, my bullet journaling, and focusing on getting better to working with my ADHD. And there's been some definite progression. So I'm very excited about that. And what I am excited and a little sad about is that we will be going to our last Quake this month. The end of the month will be the last Quake for 2023. You guys, I want to keep up with my Quake fam all year round, and I am working with Lucas, the director of Quake, on a way to do it. I'm working on a way to do it, you guys. So, and Lucas is one of just a few people that I work with that are absolutely amazing. They are so talented in so many different ways. And I love to let them know about it. And the guest that we have on this week, I wanted to have him on in January. Because January 24th is National Compliment Day, but it didn't work out. But we have we're still going to talk about it. We're still talking about the same topic. Compliments, flattery, all that, the differences. So if you have not seen Ed Placencia streams on Twitch, and it's literally just Ed Placencia, he is the master of the compliment. Absolute master of the compliment. You can also listen to him on the Married to the Games podcast. He's one of the hosts for that as well. I love this guy. He is like a brother to me, or at least that cousin that picks on you a lot because you love each other. God darn it, you guys. I cannot wait to introduce you to this wonderful, amazing human being that knows how to build people up properly. Let's go talk to Ed Placencia. Guys, I promised you so very long ago, like it was at least a good 15 seconds ago, that I was going to bring to you one of my favorite humans on the planet. This is a guy that not only is he on 2 of my favorite podcasts, but he is also one of my favorite streamers, the guy that I actually get authorization to watch at work because he's a model of what some of the things I want to bring to our community. Ed freaking Placencia. What's up, Ed?
Hey, Lem. Thanks so much for having me, dude.
Bro,
I appreciate you bringing me on since you couldn't get your favorite, so I appreciate you letting me fill in.
Oh no, this is gonna be Pokemon. I gotta catch them all. You just happen to be the first. I do have one potentially in July. Hopefully, I will see him at Life Fest. So.
Nice. Nice. I can't wait to hear that one.
Yes. Oh man, Ed, tell us about yourself. What do you do? Why are you would be considered a geek?
Why am I a geek? Because the things I'm into, I'm really into, and I know passionately, and I guess so. You could be a geek about football if you wanted.
Yes, I say this all the time. Thank you. Are you kidding me?
See, we're right.
We're right. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think just we're all a little bit geek about some things. It's just that certain things tend to have that moniker or wear that moniker more than others. But I'm fine being a geek. That's fine with me.
What's your geek? What do you geek out about? All talk about all of it.
The same thing, the exact same things as you, Lem. And that's why we get along so well. The Muppets, stand up, Weird Al, and anything that happened in the 80s. You know?
It's so crazy, y'all. We share a brain. I joke about it, but I say we share a brain because he'll say something totally obscure on stream, and I'm like, click, 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 click. Oh, I gets it.
and it's funny because usually they're just throwaway comments. But I know if anyone's going to say something, if anyone's listening, and if Lem is there in the room and he heard it, he will know what I'm talking about. So I can always count on you to get my super obscure reference. I can't say 3 words from a Weird Al song, and you're like, "Hey, dude, I heard that." I'm like, wow, so good, so good.
Oh man, so what I find in your stream community, there's a lot of folks that just love on each other.
Yeah.
And because we have, I think we share quite a few folks in the G3 community and yours, and sometimes they're going through some rough stuff, but you always find a way, and the community finds a way to throw some love. And specifically, I think we're really good with compliments as a community.
Yes, yeah. I think it's. I don't know where your mindset is or your approach comes from, because I see the same thing in your stream, and so I don't know if the reasons behind it are the same as mine. I liken it to when I was doing improv, and it was billed as family-friendly improv, because once you start to slip blue and once you start to cross that line, it's really easy to keep going, and it's really difficult to get yourself out of that. And once it starts to slip, it just slips and slips and slips, and pretty soon everyone's saying the same 3 words and trying to get laughs out of it. Yeah. And if you've ever seen a game of Jackbox, you can see that's very easy for that to happen. One person has to make a poo-poo joke, and it's everybody on board. And I feel it's the same way with. It's really easy to want to get stuck in if you're down. It's really, you want to vent,
right?
But it's also really easy to get yourself focused on just the down. And if you're focused on just the down and you start to get yourself pulled down, you're pulling down chat, you're pulling down the mood of the room, and it's just it turns out to just be a really down place.
Yeah.
And I want to acknowledge that people are feeling down, and I want to respect that and recognize that, but at the same time, I don't want them to wallow in it either. And so I think for just the sake of everyone, it's not always easy, but I strive to still try to find some kind of joy in there, because it's so easy to stay dark, and it's so easy to be stuck in that mindset.
And what I see is, there are days that even I come in and I'm like, ugh, you know, it's
Yeah.
but all it takes is that genuine word, that genuine love, and there are some folks that would just see it as a compliment, right? They'll see it as a compliment, but it is a genuine lifting up.
Yeah.
You know, putting your arms around your brother and saying, in no uncertain terms, are you worth what in this moment you think you are?
Right.
You know, even with the folks that, you know, give us a hard time, you know,
Yeah.
in a heartbeat, they're right there to lift us up.
Yeah.
What about those folks that, because you're absolutely my favorite streamer.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate that, man. I really do.
I mean, and it's a tight race between you and a few folks, but
It means a lot. It really does.
But sometimes you get those folks that come in and they're throwing compliments, throwing those flowery words in a way of deception. I don't know if you've ever had that happen.
What do you mean by What do you mean by that?
Like, oh, you're really good. Let's take Overwatch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're really good at Overwatch. Oh, you know a lot about Overwatch. And like after 3 or 4 compliments, hi, Selena. We need to talk about the name, the name, how you name your animals in a second. But
So silly.
But though, you know, and then, you know, in a couple of minutes, it's, can I play with you?
Yes. Yeah.
What's that? How do you view that? How do you deal with that? What's that look like in your life? And is that really a compliment? What would that be?
I guess I guess in that case, it may not be a compliment. It may just be a buttering up because they want to play with someone. I still don't mind that too much just because I'm so insecure in my Overwatch skills that I'll take any compliment and then tell them no. That's fine. And I don't know. In that, it's a little. It can come off as very disingenuous, I guess. But I guess it's easy. It's better to get that out of the way off the bat than if they hang around in chat and then you find out, oh wow, they're not a very nice person to be around. So if that's, you know, if it takes a couple of minutes for them to show their true colors, that's fine. I don't mind that. And usually when I let them know that we don't do voice chat with new friends right away, a lot of times that'll be enough to make them just all of a sudden disappear.
We do that the same way on our streams, and thankfully, actually, we did that tonight. I was playing Fortnite with some students, and there's one I've known for about 1.5 years. It took about a year for him to be able to join us in chat.
Yeah.
Like I met him in person, his mom in person.
Oh wow.
You know,
yeah.
Like his mom and I have chatted on while he's on stream with us. And it's that type of thing. And and he was on. But we had a couple folks that came in tonight that I just met this past weekend at Quake in Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, we actually don't let new friends come into chat right away. We actually play with you offline and get to know you and that type of stuff before we let you in. And they were like, cool, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
And then, funny enough, their dad showed up in chat and was like, can I play? I was like, yeah, you can play. And he was like, all right, let's go. And he totally understood. So, which was really cool. The dad was like, thanks for letting us play with you today.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome.
Mainly because, and the word I was looking for was flattery. The difference between flattery and a compliment.
Right.
And I think that in our lives outside of streaming, our everyday lives, how can we look to the word and say, okay, this is what I do with flattery. This is what I do with compliments. Like, for instance, I found a verse, Proverbs 26:28, and I like to read the whole chapter, but I'm not going to right now. But that verse says, a lying tongue hates its victims, and a flattering mouth works ruin. So how do we make sure that we're not being that victim or being worked ruin? Because also, on the other side of our conversation we were talking about, Proverbs 27:6, I love Proverbs. I always call Proverbs the cheat code book for life.
That's a good one, right? It really is.
Faithful are the wounds of a friend, and profuse are the kisses of an enemy. First off, I don't know what profuse means.
Does it mean plentiful?
Oh, I think it does.
Is that
it? In the comments, let us know. Send me an email, badgamer@lifepromotions.org.
And we'll go back and not change it.
We won't change it, but we'll know.
Exactly.
But I think that what that is, for me, that says, that second verse for sure, faithful are the wounds are a friend, profuse are the kisses of an enemy. I'd rather get hurt by my friend because I know they're doing it out of love, not getting that compliment from them because I know they're doing it out of love.
Yeah.
Versus kisses from that enemy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think that also, yeah, that's good, because I think compliments all around, they're nice, they're good to hear. I like hearing them. I like giving them. And sometimes it's not always easy to tell the difference between flattery and compliments. But if you take them both, however they come, with the right approach and a grain, and not let it go to your head, because then you start to get into that other dangerous area of, not only do you think more of yourself, but then you think less of yourself when you stumble and trip, and it's easier to beat yourself up even more. So regardless of the intention, as long as you take that with a, hey, thanks, man, I do appreciate that. If they meant as flattery with an ulterior motive, it hasn't hurt you. It hasn't hurt you. It's just, you take it, and that's on them, as far as the heart and the motive, and just so you temper yourself and not let that define you, but at the same time appreciate it.
That's really good. So it's not what you're saying is, it's not really about what they're doing, it's about what we do with it.
Right.
And if our heart is right, then it'll be good.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that. That's really good, Ed.
Hey, thanks.
See, I told you, he's so smart. Oh my goodness. Now, Ed, straight out, not flattery, real compliment. You and your wife, Sarah, have 3 pets.
Yes.
And the naming convention for your fur babies is amazing.
Thank you. That's all Sarah. It's all Sarah.
Could you please tell our audience that has not heard you before or know anything about you, can you tell us about that?
We have a little dog, a Chihuahua Jack Russell mix, a little Jack Chi, and we were trying to think of a name. And I guess Sarah's always been a Batman fan, and I said, you know what, it would be hilarious if we were calling for our dog Batman and this little tiny dog showed up. So we named him Batman. And then Sarah said, well, we need to get a cat, but it has to be a black cat so we can name it Selena Kyle. So we found a black cat, named her Selena Kyle, and we were on vacation, and Sarah said, oh, you know what? We need another dog, but we need to get one with 2 different colored eyes so we can name him Harvey Dent. And a month later, we have a Harvey Dent in the house with 2 different colored eyes.
I absolutely love it. Okay, Here's the thing. Ed, while he's got 3 DC Comics characters living in his house, is a Marvel Snap guru. And so the geek goes deep in that house, you guys. For those of you that can't see the video portion, because sometimes I post it, sometimes I don't. There is a TARDIS door behind him. Oh,
that's right. There is, yes.
Oh my gosh.
And there's a genuine Lem gametography.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
And there's you can't see it on. It's not on that. It's over here. Is the Gonzo and the Weird Owl Funko?
Yes, I did give Ed the Gonzo Funko.
Yeah.
Oh man, Ed, where can people find you if they want to get to know you better and find out why I think you're the best thing since sliced bread, and Betty White?
Oh wow!
Because she came before sliced bread.
Oh, that's right. That's weird.
Where can they find you?
I am on everything pretty much as my name, Ed Placencia. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. I just went with my boring, not boring name because it's a weird one. I just went with my name, Ed Placencia.
Yeah. Hi, Selena.
She's after my water.
Dad, can I have some water? Oh man, Ed, thank you so much for joining.
Len, thank you so much, man.
I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you, bud. I really do. I appreciate your heart and just your enthusiasm for not just for life, but your enthusiasm that you have for others. And you're the best cheerleader someone could want to have in their corner. And it does not go unnoticed or unappreciated. So thanks for everything you do, man. It's really awesome. You're a blessing. There's a reason you have the reputation you do. I mean, you always know how someone is perceived by the way that people talk about them when they're not around. And I love telling people like yourself, look, when you're not around, people love talking about you. And it is, and so just thank you for that, man. Thank you for sharing you with us.
I don't know any different.
Good. I'm glad.
Oh man. See, compliments. The guy's great. Whew. Guys, I told you. Ed freaking Placencia. Oh my gosh. I love the points that he made, especially where a lot of it comes back to us and how we are perceiving, how we are taking those compliments and or flattery. Guys, you know, the Bible says in the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 2, it says, "Let us, each of us, please his neighbor for his good, to build him up." You know, it also says in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 32, "Be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, as God in Christ forgave you." We need to remember that we are made for community and fellowship together. And part of that is reminding those around us what they do well with the gifts that God has given them. Now, we also need to remember that the Bible says in Proverbs, the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits." Guys, those false compliments, that death, that for your own gain or for the hurt of others, even those backhanded compliments, they can tear down our brothers and sisters, and it could be to a point where it can have generational effects, where building them up too much and out of just personal gain can just bring whole generations down. So this month, I want us to remember how to give and take compliments that show the love of Christ. Now, remember, you can find us on Twitter and TikTok and Instagram, all as God Games Geekery. If you are on Twitch, which I hope you are, and I hope you follow us on Twitch, it's God Games and Geekery. You got to spell out the and. If you want to just get a hold of me, all right, because you can, and I welcome it. I have some students that write to me each month just to tell me how they're doing. I have some folks that have written their reviews but sent it to me because, you can leave a review on your favorite podcast feed, however you want to do it. Go ahead and do that thing because it lets us know how we're doing, but also lets other people know why they should come in and hang out. So you can find me specifically as Bad Gamer at lifepromotions.org. That's badgamer at lifepromotions.org. And I hope to see some of you at our Minneapolis Quake coming up in just a few weeks. I want to hang out. I want to chat. Let's do it. Hey, thank you so much for being here. You are geeky, you are loved, and always leave people better than you found them.